All right, everybody. There we go. What's going on? What's going on? Live session. Got my grateful shirt on. I'm rocking. This is a Chideri Chime original. CC the Love if you're following him. So the other thing when it comes to giving on social media, I will encourage anyone that ever listens to me, is that when you can start putting out your own stuff and having enough engagement there on your own stuff, then it makes it a heck of a lot easier to consume other people's content, right? Because then you're just consuming content on people that engage with you, people that like you, right? If they like you, they make comments on your stuff, then you engage on their stuff, right? Anybody else that doesn't, then you kind of just move past them, right? And so you start building your own network of people that love you and like what you're doing and how you're doing it. Hey man, can I ask a question? Always has a question. Go right ahead. Questions are always encouraged. They're a ton of fun. It's just how we get down. Chris, I'm glad. Chris and Chad, glad we're connected. By the way, I'm doing a Facebook Live, Instagram. So you go right ahead. Amira, bro, Amarab. No, I want to say it's, or maybe it's Amy. Robert. We're gonna find out. So, the other thing that I will say in this, in the theme of today, with it being giving the holiday week, when it comes to social media, is not only are you wanting to give to other people, right, and engage with them, is that you want to be able to show your gratitude to anybody that gives to you, right? So you're on this live session, appreciate you. You're on this live session, appreciate you. What can I do to be able to help you? And expressing that gratefulness in a very sincere way, of course, but just recognizing that people have a multitude of things that they can consume. So why would it be you? I have some problems with my self-expression, so I can't explain things well because we're speaking about it. It's short and same people. What can I do about that? Great question. So it sounds like you're an introvert. So for you, probably being with your own thoughts, being not focused on yourself, because that sounds selfish, but really focused on what you're saying can kind of trip you up. Is that kind of how you're feeling about that? And I find for a lot of people, they can communicate. They just need to find the right medium. So not everybody is going to feel super comfortable in front of a crowd. And so it's being able to understand that, okay, if I'm not super comfortable talking in front of a big crowd, like the crowd kind of scares me, well, what can you do in a small scale? Do you feel comfortable talking to 2 or 3 at a time? So I can't express and communicate my thoughts to the outer world. How about in the written way? That's the one that I would, Dr. Brito, what's up? That's one thing that I would look at, Amira, is what can you do, or Amir, what can you do from different forms of medium, right? So people constantly think about verbal, because it's probably maybe the most outspoken one, right? Where a lot of people forget that the written word is extremely powerful. The spoken word, also very, very powerful. And then written word, I think you can find that in a whole multitude of just different formats, right? So that whether that's in a book format where it's like you produced it in kind of one big pamphlet, right, together, or it could be in little blog posts, right, like on Facebook, and make different captions. KT Bullfrog, what's up, buddies? And so that can be extremely powerful for you if you feel more comfortable in that. That's right, Social Media Thursday, bro, going live on this action. So that's the idea. We're answering Amir's question. Finding it difficult to communicate and express thoughts. So the other thing that I would say is, if you want to improve your ability to speak, your ability to communicate, then what I would focus on is one-on-one. Hey, Leslie, I tried giving you a call. I sent you an email. So just let me know when you're ready. And you can send me the DM, and we'll get that going. And so it's So think of it like this from this perspective. If I want to be able to get really good at conversing with other people, having one-on-one conversations, then I need to get very comfortable with talking to one person. And so instead of thinking it like, okay, I need to talk to the entire world, how do I connect with just one person? How do I connect just with you? And is that maybe sitting down, one-on-one with individuals? Is that maybe I hate to use this word, but no other words coming to mind right now. But why don't you? What would it be like if you were to say, "Hey, I want to interview someone," and so in this interview, you have basically might help some people is write the questions down, right? So you have like 10 questions, top 10 questions you're going to ask that person, and you're going to sit down with them, and you're going to learn about what they do and who they are and what got them to where they are and what advice they would give to you. And by having those like 10 questions, it's going to allow you to feel more comfortable in that conversation. And if you feel comfortable, you can go off script from the 10 questions that you've prepared. At the same time, there's not a problem with just sticking with the 10 questions that you've already created. And so that's where I find for a lot of people, moving their conversational skills, their communication skills from just conversational to a little more business or a little more organized or having a little more structure can be a little bit difficult. But the only way to be able to do that is to actually start talking to people. Amy, hello, girl. So we're answering Amira's question here. I hope it's Amira. Maybe it's Amir. I hope. Dude, here's the crazy hair, guys. The crazy Asian hair. I definitely need a haircut when I get back to Wisconsin. So, and I find for a lot of people, when you start thinking about where you lack, it's you asking this great question starts moving you towards that next direction. So there is an organization. It's an international organization out there. Amir, thank you very much. Amir. So there's a great organization out there called Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a phenomenal organization helping individuals become better at public speaking. And a lot of times it's a small organization. It's a small club. So let me write that down. Toastmasters, and it's literally Toastmasters International. Toastmasters. Boom. And that's a great organization to be able to improve your communication skills. And they'll have people talk about, they'll do their elevator speech, like their intro. If you're if you're looking at speaking at like an organizational thing, or it's persuasive, or they will actually give you feedback and let you walk through it. So it can be extremely powerful organization. Yeah, I like that. Amy. I've only gone to a Toastmasters once, and I realized, hey, you know what? I'm pretty solid here. I crushed Toastmasters. But there's an So it helps you really focus in on the words that are coming out of your mouth, and also recognizing that in order to really be good at public speaking, really be good at engaging in conversation, it does take practice, and it does take, for some people, it does come naturally. For other people, it will take them time to be able to work through it and stumble through it in order to feel more comfortable in that medium. And so I think for a lot of people, that's what they need to be able to do. Amy, just let me know. We can set up a little like Toastmasters chapter, maybe like an online version. That'd be kind of cool. So I think for Bryson, what's up, buddy? Whoop whoop! Look at those, dude. Look at those, Bryson. See that? Those are forged, Bryson, through hard work. Okay, that's my nephew, by the way. Yeah, so you just let me know the deets. Let's do it, Amy. That's awesome. I think that'd be a ton of fun. Toastmasters is just it's a great organization. I like the way that it's structured as well, in that they're, you basically minute by minute you're keeping people on point. It has and you revolve on these different roles, and so that way you move through it in a very efficient way. Andres Escobar, what's up, my man? So we're just answering this question for Amir about being able to express himself in a way that feels very much more comfortable, and that's really kind of where it comes from. This also that's also the point, because I've never spoken much. I have some fear in me to practice. Most of the time I'm at home and whoa, that's a great one, Andreas. Amir. So let's address that. So it's a really good point. So from a standpoint that if we're kind of introspectively just looking at ourselves, I don't know how to kind of navigate this at all, and going and practicing is a little bit nerve wracking for me. I'd say then you want to start locally. So start in your own house, right? So for most people in their own house, they have like a sibling or a parent. Now the sibling could be even younger. What I find for speaking for a lot of people is it's just getting in the habit of doing it. And so what I find even for me by doing these live sessions, now for anyone that's been following me for a while, like a gal like Amy, I've been doing these, or my boy Adam, I've been doing live sessions since almost like I like knew that it existed. The moment that I knew like live session existed, I like was all in on live sessions. And I would live session, I'd put the phone in a cradle, and then I would drive. Happy birthday, Adam, buddy. Good to see you. I've been attending a lot of networking meetings and practicing my elevator pitch. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then what I was doing, I was using live session, and dude, we only got 5 people on here. Doesn't get me nervous, right? And sometimes I'd have nobody on there. When I first started periscoping, and again, I would be driving, I'd put the phone in the cradle, and I would just be me talking as I'm driving, and there'd be nobody, right? Periscope's got a weird reach, but nonetheless, nobody was on coming on, and it started getting me though speaking and controlling my tone better and understanding the context of the live session. And for me, that's how I started engaging with other people on the live session. So for me, it's not just a dictation here. I want to be able to create unique content when it's happening right now with you guys. And that's the way that I use live. That's the format that I've decided to use it for. And so for me, it's been a lot of fun to be able to do something that's off script, that's something that's completely spontaneous, where other people, they don't like that. They kind of have like this canned speech, and that's why they end up live sessioning themselves. That's their attitude. And so that's really where you want to start. Do you write? I don't, Andreas. I literally, the only writing that I will do is I will talk it, and then it'll get dictated, and then I just look at that dictation. And I'll be honest, I hate looking at the dictation. Like, I hate going back and editing stuff because it's just not my strong suit. I'm much quicker at just speaking. And for me, I feel like it comes across in a much more fluid manner and in a way that's really my voice, versus when I type it out, it just doesn't come across that good. The book is good. I'm hoping to have it done by here in the next week or two. So, and the way that I'm going to do it, Andreas, is I'm going to just keep adding to it as stuff comes up. So that's what we're going to do, man. We're going to keep cranking that out. So, Amir, is there any place that you could actually just talk to anybody? Wouldn't mind if I connect to you through your DM, man. Thanks for the good advice. Absolutely, positive vibe, my friend. Amir, you and I can talk anytime. You want to get on like a Snapchat, you want to get on a WhatsApp, you want to get on like a live session, kind of one-on-one. Let's work on the conversation. And I find for some people, I will say this, for some people, it's a matter of getting out of their own head, and the only way they can do that is by actually doing it, right? So you get all these thoughts in your mind like, they're kind of the barriers. The only way to be able to do it is to literally say, you know what, Sherm, let's have this conversation. I don't want to do it, but we're going to do it. And so by being able to do that, that's the first step. And it won't get comfortable probably for 6 months, maybe a year, maybe even 5 years for some people that are super introverted, that totally struggle with it. The best thing to do, though, is to actually do it. Like so, for example, if I needed to exercise and I don't want to exercise, the best thing for me to do is to go for a walk outside, right? Like no matter what's happening, right? Just go for a walk and just time myself. 5 minute walk. That's it. Just 5 minutes. So I'm not going to exercise. I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm not going to lift any weights. Just go for a walk. That's it. Because that walk is better than sitting. And then have that little baby step. So, Amir, we'll connect online. That'll be awesome. Yeah, the head is. Oh, yeah, it totally is. I find for myself personally that I am my own limiter. What I view for myself in regards to where I want to go, I'm my own limiter. I'm the one that holds myself back. I'm gonna pin this comment because I like it, buddy. So that's my thoughts idea. And so I'm the one that says, "Oh, this is as far as Sherm's going to go, and that's it." Where there's so much opportunity way above, right? And what I find for a lot of people, the effort to do this is the same effort to do this, right? Way more, but we hold ourselves to this because it's all that we can see. And that's okay. I don't think everybody needs to create like the greatest organization in the world, or no, we don't have to be the innovator of the lifetime, the Thomas Edison, if you will. But I think what we do need to be is the best version of ourselves, and that's where we start having greater impact. I think those that can see just maybe it's just an inkling of a better version of themselves can start moving themselves in a different fashion, making different decisions that start putting them down that right path. So appreciate you guys chiming in here. Getting your head right is one of the most important things of our day. Yeah, absolutely. You are your worst enemy. Yeah, absolutely. We are the one that's ultimately holding ourselves back. Whether it's believing all the naysayers in our lives, whether it's believing all the limiters that exist in our lives, whether it's rationalizing our particular lot in life, and then downplaying our ability to go anywhere beyond it. That's our own fault. And so, because there's nothing wrong with recognizing that this is where you are and it's not where you wanted to be. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting more. There's nothing wrong with recognizing that there's voids in your life. But it's what we do with those voids that are so impactful. And so it's recognizing, okay, this is where I am. Just like if I look on a GPS, you drop the pin, that's where I am. It has nothing to do with me, and it has no bearing on anything except to let me know that this is where I am, and then where I'm headed. Right? That's the next evolution. Right? Is where am I going to go? Once I recognize this is where I am, what's the next move? And I find for a lot of people, the problem is they dwell so heavily on where that pin dropped in relation to where everybody else is in their lives. Like, oh, so-and-so's got that $1 million business. So-and-so, has got the wife with kids. So-and-so's got, a bigger house. So-and-so's got a nicer car. Who gives a crap what other people have? Who cares? No, because you care. Don't care what other people have. Don't care what they're doing. I don't give a crap about anybody else's life. No offense, I do. Like I love people and I want to make sure that they're happy and they're doing well, but I don't care about your life in relation to mine, right? Like, you're not the measuring stick of my life. Like, other people aren't the measuring sticks of how I'm doing. Andre and Amy, Andreas, what do you do to get on the right path? Let's address that question. So, by not allowing somebody else to be the measuring stick of my life, then I'm judging myself just to what I'm doing, right? So, and understanding that there's inherent flaws with me, and there's inherent flaws with what I'm looking at, right? Like, so for example, if let's say you want to earn more money in life, which I think a lot of people are like, I'm happy with whatever income I'm having, and I can make the ends meet, but I would like more. How do you earn the more? So for some people, they work at an organization, right? They work at a company, and the company's going to pay them a specific salary based on how long they've been there, how many, what their role is, and that's it. And so for them to earn more would require, maybe they're going to go drive Uber, maybe they're going to get a second job, maybe they're going to go, flip some stuff, sell junk out of their house. A lot of people got lots of stuff that they just don't need, by the way. Maybe they sell that junk, maybe they sell that stuff. Be a minimalist. Don't be shackled down by stuff. And so for some people, that resonates with them, right? They don't mind working, getting that seasonal job in the Christmas, during the Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa holiday time period, right? They're like, oh, I don't mind going and getting a job. Okay, then go do it. And that can be a way for them to kind of break out of that mold. But what I find for a lot of people, Andreas, to answer your question, how do you get on the right path, is that people don't get on the right path because they're not willing to do anything different. So the moment that they found that, okay, this is where I am, they recognize that, okay, and there's some deficiency with that, how do I start moving down the right path? Is that what they end up doing is they end up doing the same habits, right? So if, let's say, I'm struggling with income. So they keep working at their same job, thinking that something's going to change. So, your job's paying you $36,000 a year, and you want more money. Like, you want it, you desire it, you think about it, but then you don't do anything different. Nothing's going to change. And so that becomes the biggest problem for most people. It's not the unwillingness to change, it's the unwillingness to actually contemplate what they should change. So one of the interesting things about math problems is that if you present someone with a math problem, this is like young adults, some people will spend like 2 minutes on that math problem. That's it. And they'll say, oh, it's impossible. Can't figure it out. Where the counterpart that's more successful at math will spend somewhere close to 20 minutes, 10 times the amount of time on that quote-unquote impossible math problem. And so that's the problems with life, is that for a lot of people, they'll question, oh, things aren't going well. It's not working out well. Got to go, Andreas. We'll see ya. Kendall, what's up, buddy? They'll look at their current lot in life, and they'll think about, okay, I need something different, and they don't spend any time on it. Like literally, it's this. I totally need a different job, Sherm. Okay, well, what are you going to do about it? I don't know. There's not a lot of jobs. There's not a lot of people hiring out there. Are you kidding me? Have you gone on Facebook? Have you gone on LinkedIn? Have you gone on any site? And the funny thing about it is they'll say no. They'll say no. So they'll literally say to you, I'm looking for something different, job-wise. What have you done about it? Literally zero. They've done nothing. Like in their mind, and you'll say, okay, well, what about this company? Oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I could work there. Wait, hold on a second. So you've already told me, you're starting to give me excuses of why you're not going to make a change. So you're not willing to make the change, right? Like, don't say that you want something different if you're not willing to make the changes to get there. So it's just a very fascinating set of circumstances, because I find for most people, if they were to think about their actual problems in life longer than what they think, right? Like literally write down on a piece of paper every single solution that comes to mind, right? So again, if it's about money, like I want to earn more money next year, okay? Well then, what do you have? Can you sell the car? Can you sell the house? Can you sell clothes? Can you sell, kids' toys? Like, are you willing to sell that crap? Because you can sell all of it online, right? Which is amazing. Like Facebook Marketplace. You can go to you can try doing that at a garage sale, right? Okay, then not that, right? Okay, so you like your stuff. Fine. That's fine. What about, are you willing then to then go and get another job? Like, what are you doing from the hours of 9 to 12 every night? 9 to 12 every night, 9 to 12. Sunday to Saturday. Nothing. Well, did you ever try like asking a local like part time? There's a job that you could do there. Have you ever talked to a cleaning service? No, I don't want to plumb toilets. Okay, then don't plunge toilets. Then go work at go stock shelves at Walmart. I'm sure they're looking for people from for a few hours every single day, and they don't have to pay you full time hours, and they don't have to pay you benefits and all that fun stuff, right? There's a lot of organizations out there that exist. No, I don't know. I don't know if anybody's out there that wants to do it. Don't tell me what you already think you don't know. Literally. Spend time, write down every single idea that you have. And I find for a lot of people, they already have all the answers. They're just not willing to do it. Or they haven't spent enough time just thinking about it. People stop themselves before they start. Yeah. They found out all these amazing excuses of why not to start. And that becomes really a major downfall for them, is that they want these different things, but they're not willing to make these different changes to get there. So that's why I'm asking the answer to the question for Andreas, is that I find for most people to get on the right path is they have to first start doing something different, because obviously they're not feeling like they are on the right path, right? So whatever that path might be, they're not on the right one. The only way to start making changes to get closer to the right path is to actually turn down a different road. And it's in that moment of actually making a change that actually things start happening. I find for like it starts having a domino effect, right? So for example, I know for a lot of people that the moment that they started exercising, right, going to the gym, or just like lifting a weight, right, like they just started doing something of exercise, right, and it could just be going for a walk. What I found is they then were willing to say no to something else, right? So then they said no to the extra scoop of ice cream. They still had ice cream, but instead of having 3 scoops, they had 2. And it starts just slowly moving that way, right? So instead of having ice cream, they just get rid of it altogether. So instead of buying it, they don't even buy it anymore, right? And so you start making these small little moves. But the problem is for some people is they start thinking about the people that are vegans or vegetarians, and all they eat is protein, and their whole diet's all messed up because all they focus on is exercise. And they're like, I don't want to get to that point. I just want to be healthy. Fine. Don't go to that point then. Make decisions based on what you are today and worry about getting there in the future. We hamstring ourselves by automatically starting to put barriers 5 miles down the road when we hadn't even gotten out the door yet. Get out the door. Start going for the run first. Start walking, and then allow everything to kind of take its course. Look at this crazy air. All right. So, social media, give. This rambling, find yourself on the right path. Get yourself on the right path by doing something, just one decision, differently than you're doing right now. That starts putting you down a different road, which will then start leading to the right path. And sometimes it's those small decisions that you constantly make on a regular basis that start getting you to where you need to go. All right, everybody. Hope you have a fantastic day. Thanks for chiming in. Thanks for viewing. Thanks for listening. Sherm's out.